I didn't realise this part of the UK possessed so much natural beauty.
It's one of those times when I really am just looking out the window at the views, because it really is quite stunning.
With its captivating coastline and vast beaches. It's home to Britain's smallest city, and conveniently, it has an airfield at its heart.
The tower is here, and this is where we're going to pay our landing fees.
It's my first visit to Pembrokeshire in southwest Wales, and I doubt it will be my last.
Aberporth radar Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, request basic service.
Bravo Mike India Victor, Aberporth radar, good afternoon, Pacific.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, PA28 Arrow, we're from Slate to Hatfield West. Position 18 miles northeast of Aberystwyth. Would like to take a scenic tour around the coast. Looks like the danger areas have now gone cold, if you can confirm. Golf India Victor.
Bravo Mike India Victor, 8 bomb Delta 201 and 202. Complex is no longer active for the day.
This is good news because I can now follow the coastline from Ceredigion into Pembrokeshire and admire all the best features from the air. Pembrokeshire County, where I'm heading, is a largely rural and sparsely populated area spanning 610 square miles on one of the westernmost extremities of Great Britain. It's one of the world's top 20 most loved destinations, but in recent years, fewer English private pilots have been venturing this far west. I think this video might just change that.
The colours of the sea are really nice. I mean, they're not quite Caribbean. Contrasting with the greens, the turquoise and the greens of the countryside. So this is Aberystwyth. I suppose this is where the tour begins. It's quite captivating, you know, just looking at, having not been up here before, ever. It's one of those times when I really am just looking out the window at the views, because it really is quite stunning. Very rugged coastline, worn down by years of erosion, and beautiful green fields and trees and sunshine. The beaches look quite industrial. The gravel is grey. There's somebody down there on the beach, several people down there on the beach with kayaks out. Must be a great coastline to come down and explore actually. And the waters do look very clean. You can see lots of coves and caves, I think. The sea glistening down there in the mid-afternoon sunshine. And then towns sort of built into the lee of the hills, just in a little valley here between two hills, which no doubt offers them some shelter. Golf India Victor is at Newquay, request ATC transit at 2,000 feet, 1015, routing the coastline.
India Victor, Roger, stand by, I'll try that up for you now.
I did once ask West Wales if they'd like me to come and do an airfield review, but they told me no, they don't want an airfield review owing to the nature of what they do. Look at this.
Hello Mike India Victor, West Wales, so you can transit the ATZ, however there's traffic on the ground there, looking to depart imminently from runway 07.
Roger, in which case I'll climb altitude 2,500 feet just to keep out of that.
Golf India Victor, Roger.
Yeah, they didn't want me to come, I think owing to some of the sensitive stuff that they do here. They didn't want the cameras filming. Some nice sandy beaches, golden sandy beaches and coves down there. That's a bit more like it, isn't it? And there's some interesting places here that never heard of them, but never really knew where they were. So, got Cardigan Bay coming up here on the left. Golf India Victor, north of beam Cardigan now, dropping back down to 2,000 feet, 1014.
Golf India Victor, Roger.
It's quite mesmerising looking at it all. Just the sort of geometry of it all, and the colours, the contrasts. You know, we've got a bit of low-lying cloud over the tops as well, just to add to the beautiful picture down here. Absolutely stunning views. This is beautiful. This is so much fun. And let's be honest, it's quite easy to navigate. So this is Newport here. Coming up on Fishguard Harbour here with a ferry service. Oh, this is Strumble Head, presumably Strumble Head Lighthouse. Around every corner there's another cove and another beach.
India Victor, expect we'll lose two-way communication shortly. Nothing further for you. Block on security and suggest a free call Hatfield West 123 1605. Have a nice day.
Hatfield West, Golf India Victor, good day. You too. We're at St David's Heads now. Long beach, absolutely jam-packed with people, lots of people out in the sea. Hatfield West Radio, Golf Bravo Mike, India Victor, and head inbound, request aerodrome information.
Golf India Victor, Hatfield West Radio, readability strength 5, runway Newton 03, left hand, your QFE of 1015, QNH of 1020, and we have one aircraft in the circuit.
Golf India Victor's final, runway 03 to land.
Golf India Victor, roger, surface wind is 324 degrees at 9 knots.
Landing runway 03, Golf India Victor.
Coming next, we'll explore the airport, its cafe and the local attractions. But first, a quick reminder for you to take advantage of my Flying Reporter discounts. Firstly, AOPA UK is currently offering a very generous 25% off new 1- and 2-year memberships. AOPA is the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, and they're there to offer legal support should you get into any bother, for example, because of an infringement or any other regulatory action. They also meet with government officials and ministers to campaign about current issues affecting our flying. The link to the offer is on the screen and in the video description. Also, flight equipment supplier Poolies offers my followers 5% off qualifying purchases. To get money off your charts, cleaning supplies, some headsets and clothing, just use my code TFR at the online checkout. So welcome to Haverford West, or as the locals call it, I think, Haverford West, also known as Withybush Airport. It's located in Pembrokeshire's county town and is a former World War II RAF training base. After the war, it was taken on by Pembrokeshire County Council, who've been running it ever since. But traffic numbers have been in decline for some time, and it was facing an uncertain future. But as we'll find out in a moment, it's soon to be leased to a new operator who hopes to breathe fresh life into the place. First though, let's take a look around.
So we've parked on the main apron here. I think there are some grass tie downs and there is some hangar space here as well if you're coming in and have an aircraft that's particularly sensitive to the elements. The tower is here and this is where we're going to pay our landing fees. Now I suppose one of the first things you're going to notice about Haverford West is that it's not the prettiest airfield to land at. Everything's quite industrial, practical. There's no real character to the buildings or structures, but then I suppose you don't come to airfields, if you're anything like me, to admire the structures and the buildings very often. Airfields can be several things. They can be destinations in themselves, or they can be a gateway to the local area, and that's certainly what Haverford West is, a gateway to Pembrokeshire and all that it delivers. So you come up this metal spiral staircase up to the reception desk here, and this is where you would be paying your landing fees. The air ground operator is based up here as well. So here's the heart of the operations here up in the tower. It's Bryn, isn't it?
Yes,
Bryn and Phil. The airfield here is licensed from 9:15 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon, local time, Monday to Friday, but they are very generous with the out-of-hours indemnity, so if you wanted to land out of hours, then that's possible here too.
They have Category 1 fire cover during the licensed hours. They can upgrade to Category 2 and 3 by arrangement though. The air ground service only operates Monday to Friday during the licence hours too, but they're hoping to extend that into the weekend. You can land at the weekend with prior permission, but you'll need to make blind calls. The Deputy Airfield Safety Manager is Phil Davies.
So why should people come here?
Well, it's only coastal national park in the whole of the UK. I was for a minute, you caught me out straight away. It's the only coastal national park in the UK. We are surrounded by gorgeous beaches. We've got 186 mile of coastal path, which is now linked up as part of the whole coast path of Wales. So I think if that's not an attraction for people to come to Pembrokeshire, I don't know what is. It's it's a glorious area.
It's stunning.
It is, yeah. We're surrounded, we've got 3 coastlines, so we're never far away from a beach. I think as the crow flies from here, Hatfield West, which is our county town, you're no further than 7 mile away from a beach. So, there's an array of beaches. We've got 14 category blue flag, so we've got good water quality, we've got disability access, there's good cafes, there's good road networks, there's good public transport networks, 14 RNLI lifeguarded beaches. I think we're the only county, if I remember rightly, in the UK that's got a safety cover on every blue flag awarded beach. So again, there's a massive attraction there for for families to come to swim safely.
What are the sort of key places to visit if you're coming to Pembrokeshire?
Well, for me, as an avid surfer, born and bred in Pembrokeshire, Newgale's got to be the hot spot for me. I think it's 2 mile of golden sand. St David's, we've got St David's, where it's the smallest city in the UK, and it's got a glorious cathedral. There's a huge medieval cathedral down there, and again, it's a real hub of northern Pembrokeshire. And then if you want to explore the southern tip of Pembrokeshire, we've got the seaside resorts of Tenby, and there's just a different array of campsites, different facilities, different family days out, strewn all over the Pembrokeshire coastline.
I don't know why I haven't visited this part of the UK before. Not only is the scenery easy on the eye, the people here are extremely friendly too. Not just at the airfield. I stayed near Tenby at a country house called the Elm Grove. It's a family-run Georgian B&B in the village of St Florence. It's a bit in the middle of nowhere, but it was a welcome retreat, to be honest, costing just over £100 a night. I was able to get around using a car I hired from Days Rental. It's based at a car dealership just a 10-minute walk from the airfield, so pretty convenient. Not cheap. A Fiat 100 cost me nearly £140 for 2 days rental. Now back to the airfield, and it's time to sample the food in the cafe. So I've just come into the Propellers Cafe here, and Rachel's serving. You've got quite a wide range of things here. What are you known for? What's your breakfasts? Yeah. What would you say then? What would you recommend?
Standards. They're quite popular. So is XL's.
A full Welsh.
Yeah.
A full Welsh, yeah, not full English. No, don't make that mistake twice. 2 bacon, 2 sausages, 1 egg, mushrooms, beans, grilled tomato. Yeah. Go on then.
One of those, is it?
Yeah, one of those for me then.
And what would you like? A tea or coffee?
Tea, please.
Tea.
Yeah.
Would you like a milk or sugar?
Just milk, please.
Just milk. No problem. Is that everything?
That's it. Right, my big breakfast is coming.
Yeah, there you go. Here's your standard.
Wow. Oh,
there's
my
your
Lord.
Breakfast, and there's your toast.
Fantastic.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Gosh, so this is going to fill me up. The cafe is open every day and is rated 4.5 out of 5 on TripAdvisor. The breakfast's getting a good write-up from reviewers. Coming next, we hear that there are changes in the pipeline for the operation here at Hatfield West. Before that, as the summer flying season starts to wind down for the year here in the UK, you might be thinking about how to best protect your aircraft from the British weather. I have a lightweight cover for my Arrow from Vertigo Covers. Andy and the team at Vertigo are so lovely. Their covers are modern and affordable, and it's my absolute pleasure to recommend them to you. They just gave my covers a wash and service as well, so they're in tip-top condition again, ready for the rain and the frost that is no doubt on the horizon. If you're looking for a new cover for your aircraft, get in touch with Vertigo Covers today. So I mentioned earlier that there are changes afoot, and it's a positive bit of news, I think, for Hatfield West here. The council has decided to lease the operation to a private company. Now, I told you earlier that the county council has been running it until now, but it's soon to be transferring the operation to the based operator, Fly Wales, which runs a flying school and charter operation.
So why have you taken over the lease here?
We want to try and secure the future of the airfield at Hatfield West.
Was it under threat?
It was owned by Pembrokeshire County Council, and as all local authorities are, they're under huge financial strain. And the Cabinet took the decision that they no longer wanted to operate the airfield, and it was a case that either the airfield would close or it was going to be leased out to an existing aviation stakeholder.
In the press, I've read that it was losing, well, initially £250,000, and I think it managed to improve things a little bit in the last year. You know, what makes you think that you can run this at a profit?
Once all the red tape is taken out of it, we're hoping that we can make a genuine go of it. We want to try and the numbers of visitors have dropped steadily over the last few years. We want to try and encourage more visitors in. Get more people enjoying the area, and one of the ways of doing that is to try and make the PPR process a lot simpler, try and bring the price of fuel down, just to try and increase the numbers of visitors.
Yeah, I mean, pilots don't like faff, do they? I mean, you're a pilot, you're chief pilot here, and to come here. Up until now, you've had to register on the local authority's website, for example. And people don't want that, do they?
No, I mean, as you said, I'm a pilot myself, and I'm probably one of the laziest ones out there. If I want to go somewhere, I just want the process to be as simple as possible. If I've got to spend 5 minutes registering or something on a website, then I'm not going to do it. I would much rather have an app on my phone or just be able to phone somebody up and say I'm coming, and that's it.
You've already started work on the upkeep of the airfield, haven't you?
That's correct, yes. We've started spraying the runways, started clearing the runways, replacing some of the signs. Some of the building maintenance has started with cleaning the gutters out. We've got an awful lot more to do. Hangar 1, we need the doors repairing on it. One of the fuel tanks needs replacing. There's an awful lot to do, but we've got to start somewhere, and as I said, that's the process that we've already started with the runways. And
it won't be long, you think, before you get a GPS approach here?
The GPS approach, it's been a long ongoing process. It's been about 7 years in the making so far, but the whole application is now with the CAA, and we're hoping that everything's going to be up and running by the end of November.
Fly Wales, you're a flying school and also a charter company, is that right?
That's correct. The flying school started back in 1986. Back in probably the late 90s, we started up a charter operation as well, initially with one Seneca, and that progressed through Navajos and Chieftains, and we're operating King Airs and a Citation Jet.
And what sort of work do you do with those?
It's quite varied. We do an awful lot of passenger charter work. We do quite a bit for the NHS, moving human organs around for transplants, transplant teams and things, and we do quite a bit of work for the military as well.
I wish Fly Wales every success operating the airport, and the best of wishes too to other base pilots and businesses, including the Pembrokeshire Aviation Flying Club and Metal Seagulls, for example. They want to make it easier and cheaper for pilots to visit Hatfield West, and hopefully they'll be able to do that once they're free to operate independently of the County Council. They're already offering a deal where if you uplift 60 litres of fuel, they'll waive your landing fee. 40 litres, you get it half price. Before you visit, check that offer is still available.
Well, that wraps up my short visit to Pembrokeshire and Hatfield West. As I say, the airfield, it's not the prettiest place. Yes, it's got a cafe, but it's not kind of a destination airfield in itself. The local area, though, is absolutely stunning, and Hatfield West is obviously very important in that picture. If you want to come and visit Pembrokeshire and you've got a light aircraft, why wouldn't you come here? I'll certainly be bringing Bertie and James back here in the future, that's for sure.
In my next episode, I fly my son to northern France to take him to a centre parks there. We're forced to make all our aerodrome calls in French, find out the key phrases that you need to know, and we'll talk about the legalities and practicalities of using a cheat sheet to get by at these French-only airfields. So to make sure you don't miss that episode, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. If you can't wait until the next episode, there are some bonus videos from that trip available to watch now on my Supporters Club channel. The Supporters Club can be accessed now via the Patreon app. I'll sign off though for now. Until next time, fly safely, my friends.